Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air. Until it's time to throw down! Sam and Miguel share a tender moment. But look who's crashing the party! Watch as young couples share a romantic dance. And fight! And dance fight! Be sure to watch an extra special episode of Kung Fu High Prom Night! Now streaming on Disney+. He was the galaxy's most feared and badass bounty hunter. That is, until he was bought by Disney. Now watch as he struggles with PTSD flashbacks and teaches a tribe of primitive natives to dance with sticks. You push your left foot in, you push your left foot out, you push your left foot in and you shake it all out. You do the hokey tokey and you turn yourself around. The hokey tokey? That's what it's all about. All because Kathleen Kennedy couldn't have two characters that were exactly the same. Especially after they repurposed the Boba Fett movie into The Mandalorian. Tamura Morrison returns to the role that he probably shouldn't have in Dances with Feet. Only on Disney+. I mean, I hope they're paying him well enough to put up with this kind of humiliation.
Like a panther. Yes? Maybe not.
Now streaming on Disney+. He's danced the hokey tokey with Tusken Raiders, relive the chase scene from Back to the Future Part 2. Now watch as the galaxy's most feared and badass bounty hunter relives the kitchen scene from Ratatouille. This show is getting to the point where Disney is just ripping off itself now?
You know who I am?
Seriously, what the hell is going on over at Lucasfilm? Any goodwill you were trying to win back is being completely squandered. Well, at least Ming-Na Wen is nice to look at. Then watch as he gives Bantha scratchies and Treatos. Well, actually, that is the best part of the show. Tamura Morrison stars in the role that will eventually destroy his career in Kitchen Nightmare. What's next? Seriously, I don't even want to know at this point. But at least we get to see a Wookiee rip a guy's arm off.
Hey everybody! Not Another Bagel Show! January 30th, 2022, coming up. Sports ball. Maybe we can talk about Joe Rogan. Bob Iger doesn't think people are ever going to go back to movies. Try to cancel Spotify? Well, good luck. Doctor Strange. Howard Hessman, sadly, has left us. And animal news and much, much, much more. So, today we have today we welcome back the one, the only, Mr. Jake Bentley. Jake, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm still dancing to the funky intro music, even though it's over, because I need to. I'm sure you can hear it too, because I'm not a small man.
No, you definitely are not. It's not quite the T-Rex scene from Jurassic Park, but when you make an impact, whenever you show up. Now I'm actually surprised that there was that sketch you did with Dave.
Yes,
and there's more than one Dave Sheehan on YouTube.
There's more than one Dave Sheehan on YouTube?
Yes, there's actually a folk singer named Dave Sheehan.
Interesting.
Yeah. Actually, I want to play that. I want to play that sketch actually again. It's called Some Afternoon. And I'm gonna share with everybody in case we have some new people in here. We're gonna share that. And this is the pitfalls of producing a show yourself. Because we have to banter. So Jake, how about that game? Oh man, let me tell you that game. Oh, when that guy did that thing.
Oh man, when balls were thrown and caught and kicked through poles, I certainly maintained an erection.
Okay, well, let's be serious for a second.
Yeah.
But, I didn't see the whole. I saw the fourth quarter. I saw the end of the fourth quarter in the OT. But Kansas City deserved to lose that game. I can't stand that schoolyard shit where you just have the quarterback scramble around and then hope he hits someone open and then just runs with it. I never like that.
And I think part of that is Patrick Mahomes buying into his own hype. Like everyone talks about him like he's the guy you can throw on the field and he can overcome, he can take the team on his back and all those cliches. And like, he's bought into that hype and he thinks he is a walk. I mean, to a degree he is, but yeah, he tries too hard to do too much.
Well, like I said, that never worked back in the days of Randall Cunningham. And there's a name for you.
Right. I mean, the game was different back then too.
Yeah. I mean, the linebackers weren't as fast, and
I mean, secondaries can literally shiv a wide receiver now.
Yeah.
Or they could back then. Now, you can't come within 6 inches of them.
It's become so much more of a quarterback driven game.
Right.
I mean, so anyway, let me let's share this actually with everybody. This is a sketch that Jake has been in and with Dave Sheen.
Shout out to my couch there.
Yeah, shout out to your couch. Okay, here we go. Ready? Hopefully we're.
Listen, you're not getting this. It's the easiest concept in the world. I'm going to explain it one more time. All right. So I sell you the vitamins for $6 a piece, right? That's a loss for me. You sell them for 10, right? And then you get 5 of your friends to get in there. They sell them, and you don't have to do anything. It's called a passive income. It's how Elon Musk makes his money. Yes, talk to Julie about it and get back to me. All right. Love you too. Guy's an idiot. Who the hell are you? Oh, this is not my house.
Not mine either.
All right. Want to see what kind of beer this guy has?
Keep me posted.
All right.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I actually thought you were showing the other one.
Oh, I can show the other one.
The what if YouTube was a guy?
Yeah, what if YouTube was real? Yeah, I can show. Let's show that. Let's fuck it. Let's show the other one. It's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want.
I mean, that's true.
Here we go. What if YouTube were like real life?
Got the results back?
Yeah, it's not good.
I was looking at the surgery options though online, and they say there's a 95% success rate.
I don't think I want to get the surgery.
Are you tired of your insurance being a real drag? It shouldn't be. Not with Dragon Insurance.
I don't think I'm going to get the surgery.
Why would you not get the surgery?
I don't know if I want to put my family through that.
Listen, would you rather put them through a
Howdy, partner. Are you ready for some rootin' tootin' ribs? Come on down and get yourself a stack. They're only $5.99 while supplies last.
Would you rather put them through a surgery or put them through years without you?
Maybe you're right. You want to get some ribs?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, God. And a star is born.
That ended up looking quite a bit different than the original concept of it, but I like how it turned out.
What was the original concept?
The original concept was it was just Dave and I, and then I was just going to cut into the ads myself, but I thought it would be better to have, a third person actually pop up and interrupt us and us be annoyed in the background.
It's actually better. Well, now that the third person, who's that guy? Did I ever meet him?
No, I don't think you did. That's actually my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. You're like the Clint Eastwood of YouTube videos. You're just casting your friends. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube forgot to notify me. Yeah, well, it's my stream. They didn't notify me. So, so how were the ribs?
I mean, they're ribs. They're always great.
I know.
And they were rootin' tootin' ribs served by a guy with a handlebar mustache and a cowboy hat. That's as legitimate as you get.
So Jake, have you been keeping up with the Book of Boba Fett?
I have not. I'm so far behind on so many shows. The problem with having a nerdy wife who's into the same shows as me means that like I have to wait for her to watch it. and yeah, she has an hour and a half commute each way to work every day. So yeah, between that and video game time,
Greenwich or something.
What's that?
Where's she working in now?
Danbury.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. As we all, if anyone knows the Northeast, Danbury is not easy to get to from anywhere.
It's like the one area in like a place as populated as the Northeast where there's only one highway. That like everything goes through one highway to get to Danbury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, we've been making these little shorts that summarize each episode of the Book of Boba Fett.
I was enjoying those. They're like you need to make a TikTok because like that type of video is gonna blow up on there.
Okay. Well, I have. There's a new one we just finished, so you're gonna see this for the first time. This has been on N.A.P.S channel, but you're gonna be seeing this for the first time. Hopefully, this is the first time I'm playing this on my channel. So here's a new one, the latest one we completed. So here we go. Ready?
Let's do it.
Now streaming on Disney Plus. Watch as the most badass bounty hunter in the galaxy has been recast in his own series by the Mandalorian. I thought I was watching the Boba Fett show. What am I watching? See him hang out on the Ringworld from Halo. Watch him reenact fanfic when he goes nuts in a meatpacking plant with a lightsaber. Go through airport security.
I'm sorry, sir. You can't board a commercial flight with your weapons.
Be annoyed on a long-distance flight.
Ready to have your mind blown?
And buy a used starfighter from Amy Sedaris.
This is a pile of junk.
And then see him get pulled over by the space police.
Was I doing something wrong, officer?
Tamir Morrison. Pedro Pascal stars in this episode of The Mando Book of Boba Fett-lorian? All that, and we don't even get to see Baby Yoda. You know what? This show. Seriously.
Nice. Very nice.
And sure, he's been recast in his own show. How does that happen?
Oh my gosh.
It felt like they had a leftover script from the season 2 of The Mandalorian and said, "Oh, okay, fuck it. Let's."
I mean, that's probably what it is.
And he gets pulled over by the space cops. Come on. Yeah, I want to see the guy is really like badass gunslinger, but get hassled by the police. Yeah, that's.
Excuse me, do you have a permit for that thing?
No, geez, officer, I left it in my other pants.
You were doing 75 and a 64.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry, officer. I have a broken speedometer. I have an estimate here to get it fixed from my mechanic.
You smell like butterbeer. Oh wait, that's another franchise. I don't know why he's talking like a 1940s like newsreel, but that's what it is. The highway was I-95. Boba Fett was going 78.
Oh, for God's sake! It could be worse. Yeah. Oh yeah, they have the Galactic Star Cruiser attraction at Walt Disney World. They're bringing guests over in box trucks to the hotel to transport them from the Magic Kingdom to the hotel, and you're paying $6,000 for the experience.
You're paying $6,000 to get thrown in the back of a U-Haul.
People get kidnapped all over the world for free. To experience that you have to pay $6,000 for that at Disney World.
I bet they didn't even spring for U-Haul. It's a rider truck.
No, they actually do say Disney Star Cruise, Galactic whatever experience on it. At least all that Disney money they sprang for the trucks.
They even discount if you help carry the ottoman off the truck.
Oh, for God's sake. So what? So all right. So what do we want to talk about first, Jake? Have you found this Joe Rogan thing?
So is this how like Neil Young won't be on Spotify anymore?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you're a comedian, you're a fellow comedian. Joe Rogan says he's a comedian, even though he's never made me laugh once.
Same.
Yeah. But this whole thing about Joe Rogan and Spotify, I'm like, a lot of people are talking about it, so I guess we should talk about it a little bit. at the very
Yeah.
minimum. So, yeah, Nils Lofgren actually is the latest guy to pull his music from Spotify. Oh yeah, no great loss there. So Neil Young. So the big brouhaha is that Neil Young is pissed off about Joe Rogan spreading misinformation. Now, listen, I have no great love for Joe Rogan. Okay, I don't get it. Okay, no correction. I do kind of get it, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. But to me, this is probably the most one of the more inexplicable success stories to come out of show business in recent years. Even though the way it's going, that hey, you know what? There's still hope for me at some point. But this whole thing about Spotify, now people are saying, oh well, a bunch of old timers are like, well, but here's the thing. Here's my take on it. This whole thing about Neil Young, listen, he says, he's got a moral objection, which is his right to have. Oh, well, Neil Young's old and out of touch. But like I said, the guy has a moral objection. And he's allowed to say this. I'm like, listen, for a bunch of people, and this is not by no ways, Neil Young is not being canceled. Actually, Neil Young has a subscription service where he rakes in $600,000 annually, people just subscribing to get his music directly. So nice. Neil Young he's not going to be hurting for money. And so he's in a position where he can say, hey, listen, I don't like this. Okay. We got a big problem right now. And this guy's out spreading bad info and you're endorsing it. So yeah, whether or not he has the gravitas to say him or me at this point, that's another issue. But he certainly can make that moral objection. Jake, what do you think about that? I mean, to me, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't understand why people are like, hey, to me, it's just like, listen, he wants to pull his music from Spotify. Go ahead, let him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what people like Neil Young think Spotify is going to do. Because like from what I hear, Spotify kind of agrees with them. A lot of people who work for the company have an issue, with Joe Rogan. They have an issue with this show, but at the same time, they have invested $100 million in that dude. And his podcast, even though it's waned in popularity since it's gone on Spotify, his podcast is far and away their number one program bringing people in. Like no one's tuning to Spotify in droves to listen to Neil Young music.
No.
And that's not a knock at Neil Young. It's just Joe Rogan's podcast is relevant in today's society, and like Neil Young's music is a niche. So people at Spotify might even agree with him. But yeah, what are you going to do? That you have to take Rogan's side in that, whether you like him or not.
Well, like I said, it's nothing personal. It's just business. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Did Neil Young sell half of his back catalog? Yeah, he did. He actually did sell half. He sold 50% stake in his catalog a while back. And Spotify's in a tough spot, like I said, because they signed a contract and they can't back out of it.
Right.
So, like I said, they're in a tough spot. But at the same time, listen, I think there really is this thing now. Certain parts of, I don't want to say the internet, the ethers, the out there in the ether, but there's this whole thing about, oh well, just oh yeah, like just shut up, just like. I think there's more of a shock that when someone does take a moral stand than when someone doesn't. Oh my God, how can you say, oh my God? They're like he's saying it because he believes he believes in what he's saying. He believes he's wrong. He's believing what's going on is wrong. And there is this other thing about, and I've seen certain YouTubers, I'm not going to mention any names, but they're like, oh yeah, just shut up, old man, shut up, you're irrelevant. Like, hey, wait a minute, whoa, wait a minute, pal. All right, you're only saying they're irrelevant because they're disagreeing with you. That's what I've noted. That's a big thing I've noticed. Anytime someone disagrees, well, what do you know? You're irrelevant. Go, shut up. You're part of you're part of this, that. Like whoa, wait. Let the guy speak. I mean, you're right. Joe Rogan's big thing is, well, I don't believe in censorship. I don't believe in censorship. I don't believe in censorship. Like, okay, well, listen, if you're a big fan of this guy and he doesn't believe in censorship, let Neil Young have his say.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
well,
If he's willing to lose,
Jake.
if he's willing to lose money over it, let him do his thing.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I just saw that. If you're young, you don't know who Neil Young is. If you're old, you don't know what Spotify is. Yeah, not for nothing. I think Young should go on. If Rogan put his money where his mouth is, have Neil Young on.
That would be an interesting episode, and that's something I could see. I could see Joe Rogan doing that, but I don't think I could see Neil Young doing it.
Rob, what is next, though? His music isn't on Spotify. If Joe Rogan starts making CDs of his podcast or vinyl, Neil is going to stop selling. No, that's just a format. Listen, that's just a format. But listen, a CD is not that. I mean, you're not paying for the format. You're paying for the music on it. Granted, okay, now there's a big thing about that. But the whole thing is, I mean, there used to be, back in the day before YouTube, I mean, there used to be guys who used to put out their political speech albums on record. Who was the Senator Dirksen, I think, from Illinois?
I have no idea.
Used to do that. I mean, yeah, there were a lot of those guys. But like I said, you have a right to have a moral objection. San Francisco and Los Angeles are tied in the first quarter, 0-0. I got the game tracker on. Do you ever watch the NFL game tracker?
No.
It's actually NFL.com has a game tracker. They have like a mock-up of a field, and they just like give you information. It is a bizarre way to track a game.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is Neil Young going to prop up Odyssey or something like that on his own? Well, like I said, Neil Young has his own subscription service, and he makes quite a bit of money actually doing that. So, funny thing about this is the memes of old obscure bands artists protesting Joe Rogan on Spotify by leaving it in Nickelback, threatening to release an album. Well, okay, you know what? Here's the other thing too. Listen, I know Joe Rogan has a huge audience, okay, but how did a guy who was an ultimate fighting commentator and at best a mediocre comedian become suddenly this bastion of intellectualism? It's just astounding to me. I know I'm gonna make a lot of enemies saying that, but I'm like, there is no reason why Joe Rogan should have the biggest podcast in the world right now.
I can play devil's advocate here because I was a big listener to Joe Rogan before the Spotify deal, not so much anymore. It's not necessarily I dropped it because of the Spotify deal. It probably coincides with like COVID and not have like I work from home now and I don't have a 30-minute commute every day each way. So I can't give like 5 hours a week anymore to listen to this stuff, but it was the range of guests that he had on. He would have Alex Jones on one week, and then the week after that it would be Bernie Sanders, and then it'd be Milo, whatever his name is,
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah, he'd have him on the next week, and he'd follow that up with Andrew Yang or Tulsi Gabbard. He was pretty down the middle. He wasn't like a far right guy like he seemingly has become, and I think part of that has been those more on the left side have shunned him because of half of those guests, because of the Alex Jones, because of Milo, because of some Tim Crowder, I think his name is Steven Crowder. There's Tim Pool. I portmanteaued Tim Pool and Steven Crowder into a single unattractive human being. I think they resented the right side of his audience, and I think they didn't like him giving a voice to that side. But at that point, he was pretty down the middle. He was all over the place, and it was kind of refreshing to listen to somebody who was open to hearing every side, and he would argue with both sides. And he was very centrist, and I think that's where most of us, I think, in middle America actually are. We don't go too far right or too far left, in things. And but there are some people who play as avatars for the ideology, and I think they're the ones who really kind of pushed Joe into being a more right-wing type of thing.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. A lot of it I think is, do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer started listening to Rush Limbaugh?
No.
It was a guy like Rush Limbaugh. It wasn't necessarily him. Homer was listening to him at work, and Homer was saying, he goes, listen, I'm not political. I think people who vote are fruity, but there's something about this guy that really speaks to me. And to show Homer was like, he's sitting at his desk at the console, eating the donut. And then they showed this Rush Limbaugh-like character sitting at a console, eating a donut. So I think that there's this large segment of Rogan's audience. I'm not saying all, but I think there's this large segment of Rogan's audience who really does see part of themselves in him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And a buddy of mine, my buddy Kev, shout out to my buddy Kev Martin, said that he has a roommate. He says he listens to Rogan incessantly and then listens to him all day long. He says, listen to Rogan. And in the bathroom, he has all of Rogan's supplements that he sells.
Oh, God.
So there's this other thing. Like I said, it's this big thing.
I just imagine a guy making deer jerky while high on DMT right now.
But it's the other thing. It's the thing, though. I mean, it just seems to me, oh, yeah, let's listen. A lot of these guests are sincere. A lot of these guests are really mean. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like it's any kind of deep discussion. I've listened to a lot of those interviews. I've listened to the Elon Musk interview. I listened to the Jordan Peterson. I'm like, oh my God, listen, I'm not a big fan of Jordan Peterson. Okay. Jordan Peterson is more like a caricature of a self-help guru, like Brad Goodman on The Simpsons. When Lisa said, this guy's not saying anything. He's just peddling a bunch of easy answers. He's sort of just a little bit higher brow Dr. Phil. Okay. Which isn't saying much, but Rogan had him on, and I listened to the interview. I'm like, my God, I've never seen two guys take so long to say absolutely nothing. And to me, it's just like this big. Oh God, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm not the right audience for that. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Because you're low on the male dominance hierarchy.
Maybe. Well, yeah, that's
Sorry
right.
for the bad Jordan Peterson impression.
What's that about?
And I was like, no.
But anyway, like I said, granted, there was one piece of advice that Peterson did give. He said, like, oh yeah, when your things are going wrong, to clean your room. Okay, which is really a metaphor for organize yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad advice. There was a admiral in the Navy. I can't remember what his name was, but he said the advice he gave to the graduates, the midshipmen, was every morning get up and make your bed, because it disciplines you to get things done. It gets you started in the day. It's a good exercise to clear your mind, to focus. And if things don't go right at the end of the day, at least you come home and you got your bed made. So, I mean, like I said, it's not bad advice. It's kind of an overly simplistic advice, but it's not bad.
I think human nature too, we have the tendency to hear something someone says and brand them, across all mediums. Like, this person said this dumb thing one time, so now everything they say is dumb. Or this person said this really smart thing one time, so everything they say is smart. When in reality, we all say dumb shit, we all say brilliant shit, and it's just the ratio in which you do that.
I think that's a great explanation. I really do. Yeah, we have a ratio, the dumb to intelligent ratio. Where do we all fall on that scale?
It's funny because we're having this conversation. And I pop over and look at the comments, and apparently you have a foot fetish OnlyFans.
No, that's actually quicksand porn. Oh boy. Oh, not for nothing, Jake. I want to borrow your idea for a comic, actually.
All right.
Remember years ago about the superheroes having the same their first name is actually the name of what their secret identity is. What's your name, Robin?
I don't know. That's right. Right after the third Batman movie, when Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Robin reveals his name to be Robin.
There it is.
Oh,
it's gonna have a big. It's gonna be like a takeoff of a blaxploitation film. It's gonna drive to El Dorado.
Wait! You're trying to tell me that Spider Shack is really Shaq?
Peter Spiderman. His last name.
Superman.
Instead he comes from Krypton, and instead of landing in Kansas, he lands in Brooklyn.
Do you remember what episode of RMP that was on?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find. Yeah, coming next summer, Superman Jones.
Oh my gosh.
The possibilities are endless. I shouldn't be saying it too much because somebody's gonna steal. Oh, come on! Like nobody's had that idea before.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm far from the first person to come up with that.
So Jake, have you been following the G4 shit?
No. What's going on with G4?
Okay, so yeah, let's put this topic to bed, because so G4 had G4 has been relaunched.
Interesting.
So, and what happened was there's this esports commentator named her name's like Indiana Black, but she goes under her name Froskurin or something like that. And we've been calling her the Frost Karen.
I mean, she just kind of teed herself up for that.
Oh yeah, and because I want your genuine reaction to this, because you like video games, right? I mean, you play.
I do.
Yeah, so I kind of want your opinion on this. So she launches into this tirade about sexism in gaming, and she has single-handedly brought down the whole G4 relaunch just through her own stupidity. So this is the person in question. I don't think I shared the audio. Fuck. Pardon my language. Share screen, share system audio. Here we go. So she decided to go on this huge tirade about how gamers are sexist and they're targeting her. I'm like, maybe they're targeting her because of her bad attitude. So I wanted you to hear a little bit of this. Yeah, they're calling her foreskin. So, okay. I want you to hear a little bit. Ready? Here we go.
All right.
Line and that we need to have eventually about game design versus immersive experience and comparing the Red Dead Online multiplayer experience versus the solo player one. But I actually want to talk about something so much more important.
Okay, well, first of all, the nose ring and the neck tattoo is like dead giveaway. It says, I hate my father.
I mean, honestly, my first impression is like, it looks like Eminem is the lead singer for Death Cab for Cutie.
This has been going on for like the last couple of weeks. People have been, this has been a story for like the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And I'm like, you haven't heard this, so I really want your take on this. So here we go. Ready?
Red Dead Online. Sexism in gaming.
First of all, those teeth scream, yes, why? Yes, I do like meth. Thank you for asking.
In joining G4.
Now, see, this guy right here, this guy has been on Twitch and he said, why do all white lesbians look like Barney Rubble? So he's saying, "Oh shit! I hope she doesn't find that video of me saying that." So
This is not where I thought we were going.
no, it's not where anyone thought you were going.
I'm here.
I had no idea.
I'm listening. Yeah.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts.
Now, are you familiar with who the previous hosts were?
It was Olivia Munn, right?
That's right. Yeah. And to give her just so we're clear, you're right. You're not as bankable as Olivia Munn.
I mean, like, so that would be like me in an office job, just like going up to my bosses and being like, I can tell, like, everyone complains because I don't write emails well. Like, why are you the appeal of someone, of a broadcaster, is kind of part of the job. Why are you highlighting where your shortcomings are on it?
Because it's all about her.
Like, this isn't a new or even a sexist concept, because it applies to men. I was going to say you don't see like 350-pound like male hosts, but G4 has her on here too, so it evens out. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, anyway, let's hold on. We're gonna.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, beautiful people have always been kind of the exemplary hires for these types of roles. It's not a just women thing.
No, because nobody wants to look at ugly people on camera. Listen, nobody wants to look at my ass. Okay.
Right. There's a reason. What's Ron Howard's brother's name? The guy who looks like a horse.
Clint Howard.
Yeah, Clint Howard. There's a reason like Clint Howard isn't on a show like this reading the news. No one wants to see his face on there.
Yeah, we met Clint Howard. Clint Howard's a great guy, but
no, he just looks like a foot.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ready?
It's somehow
talk to him, Frost.
It has
that black guy next to him was like, "Yeah, talk to him." Shit, don't find that video.
Somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment. It's not a compliment.
It's weird.
No, she had okay. Well,
I
you
mean,
guarantee nobody's jacking it to her.
Like if you're publicly on a forum giving like the tally of how many times you've jerked off to any, that's weird. Like, all right, fine.
Yeah, she actually said she was the Brad Pitt of lesbians. I'm like, no, you're not. Justin Bieber of lesbians, maybe.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Yes, they kind of did. Yes, they did.
I mean, it's why they had careers. I mean, that's there is a point in there that like maybe you don't say certain things publicly. Sure, like that's fine, but to say that they weren't there because of their attractiveness it's asinine.
Yeah. All these jackasses applauding.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just
again. Oh shit, man. Oh, I think I'm out of the woods now.
Obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist.
And this from the woman who said she picked up a skank in the bar and brought her home and she had too much stuff. She had too much undergrowth going on down there below the belt. And you objectify women too.
Just go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes. Now, here at XPlay, our review.
All right. I've had enough of this. All right, but this goes. But this is. But talk about like is the other end of the spectrum. Like I said, is Olivia Munn. I mean, this is for. Listen, we got to go. We have to in the interest of equal time or fairness. This is kind of stuff Olivia Munn was doing on G4 back in the day. All right, so
Yeah, you can't claim she wasn't there because of her looks. Like, she definitely was.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm confused, Rob. She says she's upset people think she isn't bangable, then turns around and upset that people aren't fapping to her. Yeah, that's about what it is. How dare you find me so unattractive that you can't stimulate yourself? I don't know.
Honestly, it almost sounds to me like it's the opposite problem. Like, she's the source of her being upset is she's being compared to these people who others are masturbating to.
Yeah. So, pardon me. So so Jake, let me ask you a question. Although the Batman movie.
Yes.
The Batman with Edward Sparkle Pants.
I'm aware.
You're aware? I mean, oh God, I have the page up from McFarlane Toys.
Bella!
Hello. It was that Judge Dredd? Is that what's going?
Guess what?
What?
I'm a vampire.
I sparkle. Okay, so I got the page up here for the line of toys. Are you interested in this movie at all?
No.
That makes two of us. So this is the line of toys for the new Batman movie. Now, let me ask you a question. Who is this guy supposed to be here in the green jacket?
I do know that is supposed to be the Riddler.
Yeah. I thought it was a homeless guy, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, oh, for God's sake. This is your Riddler, folks. What is it with these directors and not wanting to show the characters as how they look in the comics?
Right. Like this character who's been super successful for the last 60 years needs me to reimagine it.
Yeah. Oh, no. We were taking this new dark and gritty take on the character. Nobody cares.
Listen, it's a different take on the character. Edward Nygma is the world's smartest garbage man.
Hey, when you need he can separate the recyclables from the solid waste, okay?
Also, he will be played by someone who is 1/4 Inuit, 1/4 African American, 2/6 Cherokee Indian.
What the fuck's he? He's got a squeegee? What is that?
It's the rear view mirror from the truck. It's in his origin story, Rob. You have to see the movie.
Oh God.
I like how he just tapes a question mark to his left nipple.
I don't, but he has glasses on.
Right, he wears glasses on the outside of his garbage bag mask. Like, what the hell? Just wear contacts. He's not that fucking smart.
Oh, for crying out loud! Oh, for God's sake, what are they doing? It's unbelievable, really. I mean, and so who else we got? Oh, look, yeah. There you go. Yeah, there we go. What is he holding? He's got combat boots, cargo pants, and is that a scraper?
I think that's an ice scraper.
Why?
For the long drive through Anchorage.
The Riddler. For God's sake, you people. What did you do? What the hell did you do? DC multiverse, like I said, there's Batman.
I like how Batman just looks like he lost a game of paintball.
This is bad. This movie's going to be a freaking disaster.
Have you ever played paintball against this Robin kid?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, this looks The
funny thing is that freaking Edward Sparkle Pants, he refused to work out.
Yep.
before shooting, so you could tell. Pardon. So you could tell that when he was in the costume, when the stuntman was in the costume. I mean, the way to make these movies is there's about 3 or 4 different guys in the costume at any time. There's the main guy, the main actor, and there's like 2 or 3 stuntmen. I mean, that's you say that's correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell physically which guys were the stuntman, which guys were Edward Sparklepants. And I think I've said this to you before. The only reason this movie exists is because Warner Brothers thinks there is some sort of residual Twilight dollars out there.
That's the only. Yeah, I don't know why anyone would be bringing this dude on otherwise.
Yeah,
has he done anything since Twilight?
Oh, he was in all these other movies. He was in The Lighthouse. Nobody cares. Oh, but he's a great actor. Nobody gives a shit. Okay, nobody gives a shit. Oh, well, it's unfair. Everybody, all his fans, it's unfair of you to call him Edward. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Bob Denver wanted to be called something other than Gilligan his whole life. Okay, there's a reason why it's called typecasting. Nobody twisted his arm to take the stupid sparkly vampire movie, but he did. All right, now live with it.
And I mean, if you as an actor can't overcome your latest role, that's what you are. That's what you become.
Yeah.
No one knows Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Everyone knows McLovin.
Exactly. There's Catwoman, or what they're telling me is Catwoman.
I think she's just like the Riddler's garbage truck partner. Like, I feel like they're just wearing shit that they found and collected.
Hey, Yay Nachino, how you doing? But this whole thing. Now, listen, Jake. You know how the public domain works, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? And I've said this before. I said this. Yeah, Batman enters the public domain around 2034, 2035. We got a ways to go before anything happens like that. But here's the thing. There are a lot of people who say, oh, yeah, they can't wait for Batman or something to enter the public domain, or there should be no copyright on characters because anybody should be able to use them. I'm like, that is a horrible idea. And here is why. Look at how many crappy versions of Robin Hood, King Arthur, Sherlock Holmes, and whatever we get, okay? I mean, we're already getting so many bad versions of characters and bad versions of things with it still being under copyright. Look how many bad versions of Batman there are. They can't make up their mind as to what is the definitive Batman. To me, it's the Batman the Animated Series Batman, at least on film.
Agreed.
Can you imagine when something enters the public domain like this?
I mean, I'm looking forward to Batman, but everyone's an animated fox.
So when is the Rob Winnie the Pooh since that entered the public domain? Railroad Men in Tights was great. Yeah. I mean, but it took us. There were like between 1935, 37, or whatever it was, and 1965. I think there were 50 Robin Hood movies made. Of every shape and stripe. I mean, everybody was making a Robin Hood movie. That is when meritocracy will rule only because the good ones will sell. Yeah, but you're going to have to sift through all the bad ones to get to the good ones. That is the inherent problem. How many crappy versions of King Arthur do we have? The best ones still are Excalibur and Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Honestly, between Monty Python and the Holy Grail and Robin Hood Men in Tights, you've got me really looking forward to like Batman comedic parodies.
Maybe it won't be all bad. Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah. Oh God!
But maybe we'll get a Whitest Kids You Know Batman movie.
It really is astounding that they can't get this right. It really is. Oh, here's the non-paintball version of Batman.
Okay, cool.
So let me see.
I think I like the paintball version better.
Hi, my name is Edward. I'm Sparkly. I'm a sparkly vampire. How you doing?
And then you see they give him this emo.
Yeah, it's an emu haircut. Why not?
Yeah, it's an emo haircut. I mean, it does look like it's the armor from Arkham Asylum. It really is. And
yeah,
Batman Arkham Knight, Arkham City, or whatever it is. Oh, that's the Batman that kids like. Sam Neill and Merlin was good Arthur. Okay. I haven't seen that. Like I said, there's too many King Arthur movies to catch up, and there's going to be another one, probably. I mean, there's got to be like King Arthur movies production. Let me see.
Try to find one where he's a transgendered barista.
King Arthur. There's adaptations ranked. Every best award. Let me see. Merlin, 1998. Okay, King Arthur movies. Let me see. King Arthur. IMDb. According to IMDb, there are a lot. Too many. I understand the appeal is that it's a tale that is timeless, and it's a typical hero's journey. Boy who ascends to become king. Oh God, Warner Brothers shared King Arthur universe plan and why it failed. Well, there you go. It's a shared universe.
I'm just Merlin as a Batman villain now, wearing a garbage bag on his head for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Like he looks like he's got a stick up his ass. Batman. Hey, can somebody remove this? This is really uncomfortable.
Honestly, he looks like he's a stick that's been shoved up someone's ass.
It's really dark up there. Oh, it smelled really bad. Where was I?
Honestly, the best case scenario for this movie is like Peacemaker comes in at the end and wastes him.
Oh, we have another Robin Hood movie coming. It's called Robin Hood, a Robin Hood in the literal hood. Really? Oh my God. We have another Zorro 2.0 coming, where it's a girl and it's, for God's sake. Oh, you want a bad ticket? Beowulf, Christopher Lambert, huh? I am Beowulf. I remember that joke you made about Beowulf.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got about 10 years of stand-up material out of that Beowulf movie. I can't say anything bad about it.
You sell a policy, Jake Bentley. Oh God, this is where we're at. So Jake, did you see Spider-Man: No Way Home?
I did, yes.
What'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I don't agree with people who say it's the best MCU movie. I think it's not an MCU movie. And I think where it shines the best is being kind of the closing chapter for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. But I really liked it. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah. Did you know that they were going to have America Chavez in it originally?
I did not.
Yeah, the plan was originally to have America Chavez show up, and she would have all the same. She would just be in the Ned Leeds role.
I mean,
magic instead it was Ned, who's really Gank.
Okay, I could see that. I mean, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, same here, because America Chavez we've been calling $20 cosplay girl.
I mean, that's kind of what the character is.
Yeah. So, I mean, because essentially that it's a character really is intended for you to see yourself in. For like some, I want to see because that's always the big thing. Oh, I want to see myself on screen. I want to see myself on screen. Like, yeah, but I want to see someone who's better than me on screen.
Right. Like I want to see someone who knows like Kung Fu and can do magic. I don't, yeah.
Yeah. But Marvel seems to be going with this whole, I hate using the word woke, but it's this replacement hero thing.
Yeah.
This caught my eye last week. Its official set photos appear to confirm significant reshoots on Ms. Marvel. Now, Kamala Khan is a piss poor character. What's your take on Kamala Khan?
I think she's the epitome of the let's call these characters pants characters.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what they are. They're a pair of pants you slip on. She's the epitome of a pants character. Um, I mean, I know her comic book was kind of popular, but it's just kind of a knockout. Not for me.
You know, her comic book is only popular, and I have a friend who used to work for Scholastic. From what I've read, her comic book is only popular because they sell them to school libraries. So you have all these school libraries buying up copies, and of Ms. Marvel to put on their shelf so that they can be lent out. So that to me is an explanation. I have to ask her about that.
They don't do that with like X-Men though, or
I don't think they do. But yeah, you're right. These are literal pants. I'm like, I want to see myself on screen. I'm like, yeah, I don't. If I want to see myself on screen, I'd only watch movies starring Jack Black. Fat, overweight, washed up musician. Yeah. So recently second first. Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing too is these are characters, except because you're a comic book guy, I wanted you to I wanted to ask you about this. These are characters that don't seem to have any real hero's journey. They're just, oh yeah, we like you. We're going to just give you the powers. Well, same thing like Riri Williams, just somebody from Stark Industries shows up and just gives her a holographic Tony Stark. Hey, Riri, I heard you're a genius and I want you to have my technology. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, and that's a good point. And actually, I had this conversation with someone the other day about I mean, Star Wars and the MCU, but like you look at the difference between like Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch. Like Scarlet Witch is a character who you can argue is the strongest in the MCU, and like it's 100% earned. She's gone through the hero's journey. She's been a failure. She's a flawed character, and she's gone through a process where her power is earned. Like there's holes we can poke in the show and stuff like that, but she's gone through a character arc, and she's been allowed to fail, and she's been allowed to show flaws, and her power's earned. Whereas like Captain Marvel hasn't, she's just, she has the power of this one Infinity Stone that's not one of the cool or powerful ones, and she has the personality of like pre-worthy Thor, and we're supposed to cheer for her. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they don't want to show a woman failing. That's the biggest problem.
And that's sexist.
I mean, like I said, if people fail all the time. And there's no shame in that. But there's, oh no, we can't show a woman failing. Oh no. They all have to be overpowered. They all have to have British accents for some reason.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I got pulled into playing Dungeons and Dragons pretty late in life. One of my friends was big into it. He was a dungeon master, and he kept kind of pushing me to do it, and I kind of gave in. And I never played super regularly, but like it's a game I enjoy now. And the hurdle I had to get over was that it's not a video game, and the thing that makes a great character isn't all your stats maxed out. It's where your character lacks and how you embrace that lack. That's what really defines a character, and that's what makes a character great. That's what makes a character relatable and lovable, and it's a step you can't skip.
No, they want to go right. They want to go right to the just to them kicking ass.
Right.
Oh my God, there's an update on the story we had last week. I'll get that in a minute. But animal news. But they wonder why they're failing so hard. And this character is a self-insert for Sana Amanat, who single-handedly destroyed Marvel. And all these characters, listen, and you can say what you want, all these characters, the Captain America Sam Wilson, the Riri Williams, the freaking Sam Alexander Nova. That's the reason why. And that's the reason why we don't get. We haven't gotten a Nova movie yet. Is because of they can't decide which one to use. They don't want to use Richard Rider because it's probably not diverse enough. Oh, we have enough white guys in there. I'm like, well, but that's Nova.
Who? Like, I mean, at this point, who? Like, being that we're in the original MCU, sure, but like, who now? Like, out of all the characters that are being introduced,
like I said, it's going to get worse, and all this is just so that they don't have to pay people. Really, I finally figured this out. They make these characters different enough so that they don't have to pay the families of Stan Lee or Joe Simon or Jack Kirby any royalties. Now, the Jack Kirby case was settled out of court. It was settled a number of years ago, somewhere ranging between $30 and $50 million. They estimate the settlement. But there's still plenty of guys like Roy Thomas who would get money from all these characters that they created. And it don't put it past Disney or Marvel to have said, hey, listen, we're going to have these movies coming out. They're possibly going to earn billions of dollars at the box office. How can we make sure we get to keep all of that?
right? By getting someone who's close enough.
Yeah, it's Captain America, but it's not really Captain America. Same thing. The Miles Morales spy. Everybody clamoring for Miles. I hate Miles Morales. He's an unlikable little turd. I can't stand him.
I mean, a Miles Morales movie is pretty much what we've gotten out of the last few, like Ned, Zendaya's version of MJ. Like that's all. Like that's the Miles Morales cast.
Yeah. It's just diverse. And like I said, the whole thing with Flash Thompson being a DJ, that was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, geez, we got to make Flash Thompson read. We got to make him different, and we got to make different. Oh, geez, kids, do we have to make him a football player? That's not going to play well overseas. Let's make him a DJ. Yeah, kids love DJs.
There's just a bunch of like douchey guys in Germany like, yeah, I get it. He's so relatable as a bully. I was a bully in high school and I too was a DJ. The only thing he was missing was he wore a shirt too much and I didn't see him with a cigarette once.
Yeah, especially when, I've laid down some mean dubstep tracks,
I bet that Ned drives a Volvo.
Yes, just put it in the back seat, you idiot. Just oh god. This is where we are now. This is the MCU. This is as fast as you saw its ascendancy, you're gonna see it decline even more rapidly.
Yeah, it feels like it's going that way.
Yeah.
I'm so scared for the next Thor movie, and it could very easily be the last one I watch.
What I remember what you said to me. He says, Thor, why have the Thor movies been good? Why was the last Thor movie good?
Well, I mean, the last Thor movie was Infinity War.
Well, no, I mean the last in Ragnarok. Why was Ragnarok good?
Because they went back to embracing the Asgardian identity as gods.
Yeah, and no Natalie Portman.
Right, no Natalie Portman, and no. What Kat Dennings isn't bad, but like, it was good to not have her.
Yeah. Well, he says, so what do we do? We're gonna bring back Natalie Portman, who has trouble lifting a plastic hammer that's used as a prop at Comic-Con. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I showed a picture of Natalie Portman to my mom one time. I said, Mom, she's gonna play a superhero. And you know what she said to me? Her? Who's she gonna save? I'm like, yeah, like I said, my mom didn't know much about superheroes or movies or anything, but she was right. Like, you're going to show her on screen being she's not, she can't even save herself. She can barely lift up a plastic hammer.
Yeah. But hey, she put on 15 pounds of muscle and weighs a nice heavy 95 now. So
human growth hormone works wonders, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
She's a vegan. I remember she was on Jon Stewart saying, Jon Stewart said, would you like a croissant sandwich in French? He goes, you understand French? And he asked her, he goes, what are you saying? What are you saying? He goes, I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan. He goes, I'm asking if you want a croissant sandwich. She's like, I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan. I'm like, oh God, you're annoying is what you are. Okay.
Yeah.
And Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson's another one that's irritating.
Tessa Thompson, she does seem irritating. I don't know. It's weird. I've heard when you bring up the whole like superhero diversity thing and the go-to counter is like, what if you cast Carrot Top as Black Panther? And you always get the answer back that like if it's okay to race swap a character as long as their race is not important to the identity of that character. And, the argument is you can't cast Black Panther as a white guy because he is the king of an African tribe. Fair. Valkyrie is a Norse fucking tier 2 god. Like, that should be someone of, Eastern European descent.
You know something? I always throw it back into the people's faces. I was asked, have you ever been to any of those countries? I have. I've been to 3 of them. Not a lot of black people there.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to give opportunities, but like, I don't know, Norse gods should look Norse. Like Idris Elba should not be playing Heimdall.
Yes. Oh, freaking! It's been people are on the Idris Elba James Bond train again.
I like how the argument too is like, oh, they're not Norse gods. Dude is literally fucking named Heimdall. You could not pick a more Norse name than Heimdall if you tried. Even if you wanted to take the route that these are not the Norse gods, a character named Heimdall needs to be Norse.
It could only be more Norse if he's named Sven.
Right. And even that.
Like I said, so they're still on the Idris Elba James Bond train while we're saying this. And you know me, I always want to talk James Bond. So,
yes, you do.
Have you been following this at all? It must be a slow news day, and must be at the end of the month they need clicks. But he's already said back in when was this dated? October 7th. He already said he doesn't want to do it. Oh, but he's been in the conversation. I'm like, yeah, as saying I don't want to do it. Listen, okay, and I'm gonna go there. Okay, listen, it's not my fault that you can't name any other black actors, okay? And the other part of this is I always tell them, oh, well, the times have changed. Listen, James Bond is the last vestige of British colonialism, okay? He is not supposed to blend in places like South Africa, like the Middle East, like Egypt, like India, like Hong Kong, okay? He is supposed to stand out like a sore thumb. And when he goes to Hong Kong, people say, what's Whitey doing here? I thought we got rid of the British. Okay. Oh, but times have changed. I'm like, Hong Kong was only given back to the Chinese in 1999. You don't think there's still some lingering resentment? You think there's nobody who doesn't remember that?
Right.
Oh, for God's sake. Elbow has been linked for years. Seemingly he was ruled out, throwing his hat in the ring, at least for now. See, now you're keeping that, you're editorializing that. He said, I don't want to do it. No, I'm not going to be James Bond. Okay, sure, that should be it. No, but what? No, blah, 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 blah. For God's sake. Why do you gotta get me wound up about this, people?
You know who should be James Bond? Gloria Estefan.
Peter Dinklage in? Peter Dinklage in blackface. The other British bloke is going to be Bond, isn't he? Tom Hardy. I don't know. Tom Hardy's getting a little old. They usually like to. Well, no, they usually like to cast a guy in his late 40s. His late 30s, early 40s. So he looks experienced, but not too much. But he doesn't look old. You know.
Honestly, I saw earlier someone put up Henry Cavill as the next Bond, but like that.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
a lot of people like that choice. I'm like, I don't know how I feel. He might make a good Bond, but yeah, the guy from the Bridgerton guy, as I call him, the low rent Trevor Noah, because he looks like a low rent Trevor Noah.
I don't even know what that name is.
Yeah, but oh god, Trevor Noah was actually trending on Twitter for like a hot minute until I reminded everybody that the Daily Show gets beaten by women's basketball. He was barely breaking 200,000 viewers at one point.
That's still probably one of the more watched things on Comedy Central.
That they're clinging to South Park for dear life,
because that's literally all they have.
Yeah, I mean, can you remember the last time you turned on Comedy Central? I really can't. It's
shit. No, I can't. And I used to live on that channel.
Oh God, they used to have. I mean, listen, they used to the Man Show, the Daily Show, South Park. What else? There was a lot of others. There was a lot of other stuff. Reno 911,
Tosh.0,
Tosh.0.
All the Comedy Central presents specials.
Mm-hmm. Freaking Comedy Central presents. Yeah, they used to rerun Saturday Night Live.
Ooh, excuse me. Even like Crank Yankers was better than anything they put on now.
Colbert. I mean,
Colbert was great.
I literally watched. I don't know, not every episode. Every night that I missed, but I watched Colbert from start to finish. I can honestly say that of all the episodes I've watched of the Colbert Report, there was not a bad episode.
Yeah, no, I couldn't point one out. It was always good. I wish his late night show was the same way.
Well, yeah. Finn Wolfhard, Ghostbuster from Ghostbusters Bond. This boy just get rid of. Oh yeah, Daniel. Did you see the last Daniel Craig James Bond movie?
No, I didn't.
Oh God, it was lackluster. God.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah, you turned him into Al Bundy. He would choose death rather over living with an ungrateful wife and a bratty kid.
That's Al Bundy.
Yeah,
to a T.
Yeah. So no thanks. I lived long enough for one, man. Boom. Oh, but you've never seen that in a Bond movie before. Yeah, then you know why? Because it's a stupid ass idea.
So who would be your perfect James Bond if you could cast anyone?
I like that guy Richard Madden.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he pulled out the chalkboard. Boom, right there. Spectre is like a boom. Run, power sweep. Boom, right. No, that's John Madden. Sorry.
You see.
So yeah, but yeah, Richard Madden would be good. Who else? Henry Cavill might be. I can't. Somebody recommended. Somebody suggested something. I can't remember his name. Clive Owen's been offered a part. He's turned it down. He's too old for it now, unfortunately. Actually, yeah, somebody the usual suspects like Screen Rant have brought up John Boyega. Yeah, John Boyega. Listen, I feel bad for the guy because they lied to him. They let him on. They told him he was going to be the main character in Star Wars.
I mean, it
And-
was very clear that was the plan in the first movie.
Yeah, and the idea of a stormtrooper, disaffected stormtrooper, escaping and finding his own identity and fighting against the Empire. That's actually an interesting idea,
Especially one who's shown aspects of force sensitivity, who picks up a lightsaber and helps the person you're presenting as the main protagonist fight off. Like how do you just drop the ball on that? It's like people say like, oh, you didn't like the second movie because you're racist. No, I'm fucking not. Like I didn't like it because they fucked up the black guy and tokenized him. That's why I didn't like the movie.
I'll tell you how you fuck it up, because I wanted Ray, who's just an insert for myself. That's how. Because I'm Kathleen Kennedy, and there's nothing you can do about it, Jake Bentley, because you're a toxic man. You're full of toxic masculinity, all of you. Oh God, what happened there?
Yeah, I think you were possessed by a demon.
Oh God, is it gone?
I think so.
Oh,
we're gonna have to exercise it with the Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh, jeez. To be honest, Sean Bean, though he played Trevelyan, GoldenEye would have made a great Johnson. Yeah, if he was younger. That's the other thing too. They want to make James Bond into Marvel. They want to make this interconnected universe, and I keep saying no. That's
weird.
No, it's because there is not. Here's the difference between Marvel and James Bond. There is no James Bond universe. It is one character. The entire story focuses around him. Nobody gives a shit about Agent 003 Ira Schlumberger. Okay, the name Schlumberger, Ira Schlumberger. Nobody cares. Oy vey with the Spectre and the the other thing too is they're actually going to try have a series of interconnected books focused on other agents. And this is an officially licensed thing from Lucasfilm by the estate of Ian Fleming. Not Lucasfilm, but about whatchamacallit. From Lucas, the estate of Ian Fleming, yeah. And so they want an interconnected series of books. And the main plot point is James Bond is missing, and other more diverse agents have to go out and do missions. Like, it's the fucking plot of Batwoman.
Oh my God.
That's your. For God's sake.
That sounds awful.
All right. So we've been going for a while now. Let's do some animal news. You want to do some animal news?
Let's do some animal news. That's always the best place to end things, it seems.
Yeah. So, okay. So I had this story last week about this animal turned up at a shelter. They have no idea what it was. So, but there's an update to this story. Mystery animal elaborately escapes from rescue facility.
Okay, so I would guess that's a dog.
It looks like a dog. Some kind of crossbreed. So yeah, this animal was found by this woman in Pennsylvania, and they brought it to a shelter, but now it's escaped. An animal escaped from a rescue facility in Pennsylvania before staff could determine what it is. Exactly what the little guy is. A mange-covered pup was brought to Wildlife Works in Youngwood last week. Staff started treatment and collected DNA to find out whether it was a dog or a coyote. The results could take between 2 and 4 weeks. Workers at the facility said he did not show signs of aggression and did little more than huddle in the corner of a cage for a week that he was in their care. All that changed Wednesday night. On Thursday morning, the staff arrived at the facility and found the cage was empty and destroyed. The hospital area was trashed and there were scratches on the walls. According to Wildlife Works, the animal chewed through a window seal to escape. He never acted aggressive or distressed, and there had been no evidence of escape attempts. A member of Wildlife Works ran on Facebook. We had him for about a week, during which time he ate nutritious food and received treatment for his mange and secondary infections. We could only guess he was starting to feel somewhat better and decided it was time to go.
I know exactly what happened.
What happened?
A full moon came and it turned back into Rosie O'Donnell.
And that's why we have Jake on. Staff try to track the animal and will leave barn doors open to try to lure him back. Hopefully, those of you who know wildlife works know this is not our standard care and will understand how devastated we are. Not just for ourselves, but for the poor creature out there in the cold, again, struggling to survive, Stafford wrote in the Facebook message. The message concluded by promising to update followers any new developments. Wildlife Works had not posted updates as of Saturday morning. So, yeah, okay, I'm actually curious to see what happens. So, yeah, so look, he trashed the, oh, God. He got whatever strength was back, I guess. There he is. Yeah, poor thing. So there's an update to that story. So anyway. So actually Techie Mantis, before we go, Techie Mantis actually showed me where the heck is this story? So he actually wanted me to cover this, and I will. It's on my Twitter. Well, it's about it is about a man who survived a bad disease and resumed his career playing the sports ball.
Okay.
So hold on, I gotta send it to myself here.
From Rob to Rob.
Send to how the heck did I do this? I'm pretty sure I could find it though. Let's see if I can find it. No, let me see this. Let me see the guy's name here. So yeah. What's the guy's name? Oh, okay, that's the guy's Devin Plank. Don't say I don't take care of my audience, okay? Here we go. Here it is. Here's the story. Okay, there we go. An unforgettable moment, heartwarming moment. 20-year-old footballer who's battling cancer is given a guard honor by both sets of players. Let's take a look here. Okay. It's all in Dutch, I believe it is.
I can't see anything.
Okay, I'm not sharing the screen here. Hold on. Share screen, system audio. Here we go. All right, let's see. This is all in Dutch, I believe it is.
De wedstrijd toelaat, weet je.
Plenty of good seats available.
Als het niet meer spannend is, als de wedstrijd gelopen is, dan.
So here he is. I guess that's
toch ook zijn minuten.
Like I don't speak Dutch. I may make it translate.
Verhaal van Plank voor degenen die dat niet hebben meegekregen.
Y'all DJs, we only play soccer. We call it football. Americans call it soccer. We only play that, on our breaks when doing our DJ ver.
I get asked by a lot of Europeans who goes, why do they call it football? Because most of the scoring was done by kicking the ball at one point.
Afgelopen 8-9 maanden.
Here he comes. Okay, it's a substitution, I guess.
Heeft hij chemo gehad.
Okay, Jake, what do you think they're saying?
After the game, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna go out for a bowl of sausages and heavy cream.
Okay, Santa Hammerslag, are you familiar with this story? I mean, is this a?
En binnen 2 weken hoopt hij te horen dat hij helemaal schoon is.
Here he comes. Okay.
En dit is een mooi moment
Here
voor
he comes.
hem.
Okay, this is the big moment
Plank.
here.
Na alles wat hij heeft meegemaakt de afgelopen maanden, is dit zijn terugkeer op de voetbalvelden. En daar is een mooie ere
making his return to the game.
De spelers van Excelsior Maashuis, de
greeting his
spelers
teammates.
van Ajax, de knuffel voor Devin Plank, omdat die hele groep de afgelopen tijd zo enorm
he will go on to become a place kicker in the NFL.
Als je van zo dichtbij ziet hoe zo'n jonge gast.
All right, there you go. There's a nice moment. We like to end on an up.
En nu weer terug op het veld en inderdaad.
Is he like getting on the field to play, or was this?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Mooi ook de eerder van de spelers van N.A.P.S. Maashuis en van Ajax.
So there you go. 20-year-old forward who plays for third tier Excelsior Masluis discovered he had cancerous tumor in his fibula after reporting discomfort in his calf. Received the guard of honor and became the bench of late. But he now made his return to football in a cup match against champions Ajax, coming off the bench in the 89th minute. And Plank was thrilled they received such a special guard of honor. He said, "I'm very happy to have returned to the field, although it was for a short time. It was an unforgettable moment, perhaps one of the best of my life." He then went on to add, "We'd already made 4 changes, and I thought I was not going to enter. Fortunately, the coach did not forget me. Only now do I realize this gesture." Plank now hopes to continue his gradual recovery and play as much football as possible. The young Dutch player said, "I'm working on it every day to get back. I hope to get a lot of minutes back as soon as possible." Ajax won the game 9-0 to reach the next round of the KNVB Cup as they look to defend their trophy that they won last year. Ajax have won the cup 20 times, 7 more than any other Dutch side. So there you go. There's a great story. There's a nice story. We like to end on good stories, don't we?
Well, I hope he plays for Ajax next.
Yes, I do.
Because they sound like a much better team.
If they won that many times, I mean, yeah, you know. So there is a happy guy. Okay. And all right. So like I said, we like to end on a positive note. Like to end people, give a little bit of optimism. So Jake, thank you for joining me here.
Thank you for having me.
It's
been too long.
Yes, been far too long. Probably we gotta have you and Dave on at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. So we hate Ajax. Oh, okay. That's why I use Comet on my sync.
All right. Well, I'm with you, Sander. We're best friends now, and I hate who you hate. So fuck Ajax.
Ajax. Hey, what do I know? I'm an American. Okay.
I mean whatever Sander means.
Okay, everybody. Jake, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at stand-up comedy open mics all the time. You can find me on Dave Sheehan's YouTube and TikTok page. I'm thinking about I'm working with another comic thinking about starting our own like podcast. So I'll keep you updated on that next time I know where that actually stands. So
all right, awesome. And you can find me here. You can find me over in Mecca's channel. You can find me everywhere. I'm like Visa. I'm everywhere you want to be. A few places you don't want me to be too.
In your pants.
That's in my pants. Everybody.
That's where my Visa is.
All right. Everybody, thank you for joining me this fine Sunday. We'll be back next week with an episode of N.A.P.S. Maybe come back during the week. Maybe I'll do a game stream. Who knows? But playing the Division. You playing anything good there, Jake?
Playing any what?
Playing anything good? Any good games?
In football?
And just you playing any good video games or anything?
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought we were, yeah. I went back to Breath of the Wild on Switch.
Okay, cool.
I've been playing that. I wrapped up. I went back to play. There's not really good new games, so I've been replaying old good ones. I just finished the Assassin's Creed Greek game, and now I'm back to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody wants to, listen, I don't have the channel monetized yet, but if anybody wants to gift me Splinter Cell Chaos Theory on Steam, you know where to find me. Shameless plug, shameless beg. It's only $2.50, okay? So anyway, everybody, have a good rest of your day, and we will catch you next time.